show.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. It's prime stuff. And we are live.
We are live. It's Rule the Galaxy, chapter 348. Joe is on injured reserve tonight, but I'm toughing it out. We've got Alfie, we've got D-Doc. As always, you can follow us, Rule the Galaxy, pretty much everywhere. Rule the Galaxy SW. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you're watching us now. Thank you. And we're on all podcast platforms of choice. Rule the Galaxy. Email me. You know what? I ask all the time. Email us, rulethegalaxysw@gmail.com. We have a few dedicated people who email us, but would love to see some more. I don't care. Throw crazy ideas by us. We'll talk about them on the show. But it's chapter 348 of the Rule the Galaxy podcast. Almost the whole crew is here. We'll give a quick shout out, and I know we were all talking about it beforehand, to Brent Dykeman. Just some health things going on in his family, and we'll send him our best and our prayers for him, his son, and his family. And Brent's faced a lot in life with his son. And for all of you out there who think good thoughts and send prayers, send them to Brent and his family, because he's battling things all the time, and gotta love him. His son Hudson's a good young man. So he can't make it tonight, but we wish him the best. And but I do have these two great guys who, man, they're the rocks of the show. They're here no matter what. D-Doc and Alfie. Alfie, you got football coming up again this Friday. How are you, my friend?
Doing good. Yes, we won the Halloween game last Friday, so sectional finals will be at home Friday. This coming Friday, I should say.
There you
Look forward
go.
to that. Hopefully, it doesn't rain.
Oh,
Forecast is calling for a little rain.
Friday Night Lights is great. Rain does not help. I'd even take snow over rain. Snow would
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah. Because it's
Once
probably
you get
gonna be
wet.
cold and raining too,
Yeah.
right?
It was so cold Friday. I think it was below 40. It was really cold.
Listen to us. Below 40.
Yeah.
Gosh. We're so first world problems. You might have to wear a jacket or something.
I wore a jacket, yes, and a
Okay.
winter hat. It was cold.
Yeah.
It was a 2-hour drive, man. That was a haul.
Where'd you play?
Madison, Indiana.
Down by the Ohio River?
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. And if they win Friday, the next game will be close to Gary.
Oh my gosh, you're going cross state. So those of you who don't look at maps and don't know anything about Indiana, if you know where Cincinnati and Louisville are, Madison's down that way. Gary is the next door neighbor to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
All the mobsters, gangsters, and Sinatra used to fly into Gary and then cross over into Illinois from there. But yeah, so Alfie is in central Indiana near Indianapolis. So look at a map, you'll see the kind of craziness he might have to face here.
Yeah, there's talk that they may go to a neutral site, so we're hoping for that. Maybe split the difference.
Good for you. And this is your son's junior year?
Junior year, yes.
Okay, so you've got another year of this ahead of you, but it's been a fun ride, it sounds like. So that's good.
Yeah, and most of the team will be back next year, so be more of the same.
That's awesome.
It's a young team.
Good, my man. That's good. D-Doc, how about you? I was bugging you off screen. You know, Saquon's. I need to know if Saquon can start for me on Monday night. If not, I got to start somebody else and then watch him blow up on Monday when they say, "Oh yeah, game time decision. He's playing." So you got to keep me in the loop on that.
Is he questionable?
He is. He's questionable.
I had no clue. I had absolutely no clue about that. I think he should be totally fine. So I'm not worried about him at all. I got to look into it though. I had no clue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and you've got him on our league's fantasy team. So
yes, which that hasn't paid off till recently, which it doesn't even matter.
I'm talking to Alfie before you hopped on. Lori and I, my wife, she's the one lone female in our football league these last few years. She and I both made it to the Final Four last year in our fantasy football league. We are both battling for the number one pick in the draft this year. So, you know, it turns on a dime for you in fantasy football. So, yeah.
That's how it goes. It's how it goes.
Hey, also, D-Doc, before you talk about anything else you want to talk about, I saw something from Bryce Harper. Did he kind of go off and say, hey, you know, I left Washington because there was trade talk and I hated all that. Now there's trade talk in Philly. What's going on there?
That was from a couple weeks ago. So it was Dombrowski. Dombrowski said at his end of year press conference, "I'm not so sure Bryce Harper's still an elite player or not," which to me is just idiotic. And then it's like our local sports radio starts the "Should we trade Bryce Harper" talk, just like the "Should AJ Brown be traded" talk. Our radio stations are just making our city look like fools lately. It's like there's one station, we have two stations, and the one recently just got a guy back that I like to listen to from when I was younger, and he's back again. It's like all reason is gone. It's all for clicks. It's all for bullshit. So it's like the Bryce Harper thing. He should not be going anywhere. Dombrowski should have never said that,
No.
because all it's going to do is light a firestorm. So I love Bryce. I feel like he's done nothing but give it his all the time for the Phillies. So I would be devastated if he was ever traded. Devastated.
Well, yeah, I know there's a team on the north side of Chicago that'd be more than happy to have him and Schwarbs if they ever decide to part ways with those two. So
Yeah.
they'd hit 60 home runs easily each in that field. So
Yeah.
how's everything else? I know we talked about football, Alfie, but with both of you guys, how's everything going family wise? Everybody's good, healthy. You got kids in school, sports, all that kind of stuff. Any other news going on in the fams?
Yeah, I mean, for me, tough day today. My dog passed away today, and
Yeah.
it's just this is like the first time I've been able to talk today, though, and that's why I'm like excited to do the show tonight with you guys, because it's like, I don't know, this is why we do this, to kind of escape, and it really does work. So
Well,
we're good.
not only did we talk about giving a shout out to Brent, but yeah, RIP to Finn. And how
Finn.
old was Finn?
10.
10.
Yeah. So
That's a tough thing that nobody wants to have to face.
Mhm.
So props
yeah,
out
it's
to you,
the
man.
kids. It's the kids' only dog. We got him before we had all the kids, so it's like you're dealing with that. But he had cancer. We got a very good week. He was down for the count, man. I could have been in this position, because I was talking to Alfie and Brent about it last week during the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, I told you guys he was down for the count, and he's been great. So it's like, I feel kind of like, I guess I should use the term blessed that we got a very good week and a half with him, where it was like he was like himself. And then today I happened to not schedule any work, and I happened to be there in the room with him. He kind of got up and I could tell something was wrong, and I got to sit there with him as he went, and God, it fucking killed me, and it still is, but part of my French. But we're it's I always say this is the 0.01% that's bad about having a dog, is you have to go through this, because odds are you're going to outlive them, obviously, and you just got to take the 99.9% good for just this like absolute terrible 0.01% bad. So I'm hanging in there. I'm excited to do the show tonight, and
Well,
it's
good.
good. It's good to be able to talk about it, and start pushing forward. It's been a long day. So
Yeah, Alfie, I know you talked about dogs and maybe losing one and things like that in the past on the show last week. And,
Mhm.
I grew up with dogs, but my mom didn't like dogs. My dad did like dogs. So my whole experience with dogs was I'd have them for a year or two. Then my mom would say, I can't have this dog around. And my dad would end up getting it to a friend or finding somebody who could take a dog. So I never got overly attached, but yeah, I get it, man, because I got Mario, who's 13, Rizzo, who's 7, and now a little Lasso, who's 3. And, yeah, I don't envy anybody who has to go through it. And dogs are put on this earth to really be companions. When they say man's best friend, you know how it is. That dogs love your wife or your people around you, but man, dogs connect with the father of the household. They connect with the guy in charge, and it's a tough thing. And my little Mario is blind. He's going deaf, and watching that every day is tough. So look, man, I would not want you to. I didn't want you to have to go through that, but you know what? I bet you he was glad you were there.
Yeah,
So he was
exactly.
glad you were there with him.
I wouldn't take it any other way. I luckily didn't, because I was thinking, I'm like, I feel like this is going to get to the point where I'm going to have to give him the shot, which it was so weird because it never got to that point. It was just like the vet was just like, he has cancer everywhere. He doesn't have much time left, and it was accurate. And it was just like, I'm telling you, once he like started panning randomly today, it was like 15 minutes later, me sitting there with him, he was gone. So it was strange to see that
Yeah.
and be there, and but it also was something that I'll appreciate
Yeah.
to be there for that. And it's weird. It makes you view life, and it's weird. It's weird to see that happen naturally to something you've been around for so long, and it's just like, you know what? You just got to appreciate every day and just enjoy it. So, yeah.
I've always been told that dogs, we have a life. Like when we leave the house, the dog stays there. We go do our vacations, our job, our different things we have to do. The dog only looks forward to you showing up, you waking up in the morning, all that.
Yeah.
And as long as you can instill that life in a dog, then you've done your job. That dog's there to bring you happiness and joy, and they only look forward to seeing you. So if you can merge those two things together, then it was a life well lived. So, and it sounds like you did. You were there from the start to the end, and yeah, R.I.P.
People
Finn.
people
So
always, and it goes back to Star Wars, because people always thought I named him after Finn from Star Wars, because I got him probably like 2 months or so before Force Awakens came out. I remember, and I was like, oh, this guy's name's Finn. My dog's named Finn. I'm like, this is cool. So yeah, but I appreciate you guys. We can move along to fun stuff now,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I very much appreciate it. I'm happy to do the show tonight.
I tried in the past few days to jump into Visions a little bit, and there were some parts of Visions that I've liked. But I like it doesn't keep my attention very long. I don't know. I tried some of them and I'm like, those are cool scenes, or that was some cool action. Since we're just gonna throw some Star Wars stuff out there, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna push my way through the season 3, but I'm like, it. I'm glad there's something in Star Wars for everybody because there's somebody out there who's eating this up and absolutely loves it. For me, it's just like I'm gonna watch it, but it's not getting the battery going here. I don't know about you guys if you've tried any of it or checked any of it out, the most recent one, but it was just okay.
I watched the Ronin episode. I made it through that one, and it was okay.
Yeah.
I
Did
tried. Go ahead, Alfie.
is that the one you watched, Joseph?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
I watched a
you
couple of them.
did you catch the Kenner Star Wars Easter egg?
Oh, you know what? I saw it online, but I didn't even think about I didn't even when I was watching, I didn't even think about it. I saw it the other day. Somebody posted Kenner Easter egg. No, tell everybody what you're talking about there.
So at the end of the episode, when the Ronin and the guy who owned the bar or whatever are talking, he is standing underneath the uh, Kenner mini rig.
That's right.
I don't know exactly which one it's called, but I can look it up real quick. But yeah, it's plain as day.
I didn't even, that was probably the cough medicine drugs hitting me where I missed that a little bit. But yes,
Maybe if you took the cough medicine, Joe, and then watched Visions, it might be a little more fun. You know?
yeah, maybe. I mean, it was like there's good scenes. I mean, I rewatched some of season 2 because I didn't remember all of that, and then I started season 3, and I was just like, I don't know. When I've got some free time, I'll watch the rest of it. But yeah, Alfie, which have you found which one it was yet?
The AST-5 mini rig.
I'll bring up
I'll
a.
say D-Duck's gonna grab it. Well, look, like I said, and Brent's with us. He's joined in. He started
Yeah.
off 0-4, or no, started 5-0 and went 0-4.
He's saying his daughter wants to get into Lego with the Wicked Castle. I
Mm-hmm.
love it.
And the Paris landmarks, yeah, those are nice.
I'm Brent. If you need any guidance, if she needs any guidance, talk to me.
Oh, and speaking of Legos, that takes us right into the next thing. Target starting tomorrow, early Black Friday, like 40% off some Legos. Is that what I'm hearing? Not
Yes,
all
it
of them, but
is.
some.
I might do some grief buying tomorrow. So I
I
got
think
that.
it would help.
Yes, I agree.
Finn loved me. I love Finn. I'm gonna be like, hey, yeah, sorry. This is what's going on.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I just pulled all of us off the screen for a second there. Let me transition this to the full screen. So this
Yeah,
is
that's the one.
Yep. That is it.
Yep.
so what is it the thing that the guy was sitting in there on the right, Alfie? That was
It's the same
Yep.
thing. They're both the same
Mhm.
thing, just one's open, one's closed.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not familiar with that, but obviously, but
Those things, I tell you what, if you find those things in the wild that are either in boxes or in pristine condition, some of those things are going for buku dollars.
yes, yeah. Funny story. It was my son's friend's birthday. We did not have a birthday gift for him yet. David is not a Lego guy. He gets Legos as gifts. He's not, it's just not for him. David wants to sit there and throw the ball and go play sports. It's just what he
Mhm.
wants to do.
Sure.
And when he's building a Lego, he's just like, I can't do this. My wife, it's friend's birthday, we didn't have a gift, and she just grabbed one of the sets from David's closet and put it in there. And I was like, what are we getting for so and so? And then she was like, oh, I grabbed one of the Legos that David isn't building. We're just gonna give that to him. I was like, this is 2 years old. Its value has gone up 4 times. This is not going to him. Yeah, it's like every set he has that he hasn't built because they're like Sonic and Minecraft sets that
Yeah.
are no longer in rotation. They're worth a lot of money. So I'm like, if he's not going to build them, he's going to learn about investing. So that's like,
To hell with Bitcoin. Just buy Lego.
I know.
I thought one of the smartest and just biggest scams that Lego pulled was the Minecraft like build your own Lego set.
Yes.
It was popular when my son was, probably David's age. Like all the kids got it for their birthday and Christmas and everything. And I looked at him like, this is just the generic box of Legos,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
but
Exactly.
in a Minecraft box. It's genius marketing.
Yep. And Lego Minecraft is still like a big thing. It's like one of their biggest lines. I don't see a ton of people buying it, but they're constantly coming out with new sets, and they are somehow worth a lot of money when they're out of
Gosh.
rotation. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
we bought quite a few of the little sets. I would say like the $25 to $35 sets.
There's not
That was
many
probably a
25 to
mistake to.
35s anymore.
Yeah, I'm dating myself a little bit
I
there.
want to get. I think the one I want to get next is one that's got Obi-Wan and Asajj in it. The ship that has those two in it.
Mhm.
That one looks good. I have yet. I scan the aisles always for sales for Lego. I've yet to find a good Captain America one. Now I know I missed the first round when they were actually doing more Captain America, but there's not a lot of Captain America. They've got tons of Marvel stuff out there, but not a good Cap one. And I'm like I would get something like that, but
Just get the tower. Start tower.
well, I'm not money bags like you guys. I can't do that. I got stuff to pay
But
for.
it's an investment. It's not going to decrease in value.
Okay, so pre-show, one thing that I meant to talk about last week, and then we didn't. I didn't get a chance to. Disney and Universal. You guys know we're all spending our money there in Orlando over the next so many months. I think I was D-Doc, you went recently, and you're probably going to go back again, and then Alfie, you're going in January, I think, right?
January 1st.
January 1st. Yeah, so my wife and I had promised my daughter Emily, she's very much into scary movies and horror stuff, and her favorite is Art the Clown from the Terrifier.
That's the
And
creepiest one.
well, It was very creepy. I have video now. But we decided to do the Disney Not So Scary on a Friday night, and then to do the horror nights at Universal on Saturday night. So we flew down, did those two things, and then flew back on Sunday. And so it was a mad whirlwind kind of a thing. And we stayed in a Universal hotel right down the road from Universal.
Okay.
So it was very cool. You know, very nice hotel, good pool, good food, good bar, all that stuff, and shuttle bus right to the Universal theme park or to the City Walk. So that was great. Um, but the Disney Not So Scary night was very cool. We got an Uber to there, and then took the tram or the monorail in, which
Nice.
I haven't been on the monorail since I was 16 years old. So it was cool to do that. And we were going through that hotel, and Emily looks. She's like, "We're gonna hit that building." I'm like, "We're going through the building,
The
honey." I was like,
Contemporary.
we go right through the lobby, honey. We're going right through." And she was like, "What?" But you know, they had it set up to where at like 5 or 6 o'clock you could come in for the Not So Scary ticket, and then by 7 they were booting everybody else out who was not there for that.
Yep.
And the park was done up so well. I've been there at Christmas time before, and I love the decorations for that. So seeing it at Halloween time and all the decorations was great. And they were funneling you. If you were coming through for the Not So Scary night, they funneled you down, instead of down Main Street, down a different side
Yeah.
road. Now you could come back to that and all, that wasn't a problem, but they just wanted to make sure they were funneling everybody through with their wristbands so they could go through there. And you know what? It was very nice. The weather was fantastic. The scenery was great. The crowd, you could definitely see it was packed from like 5 to 7 when all of us were coming in and all the people were still there. But then we went back towards Main Street right around 7ish, and boom, everything was starting to be corded off, and they were funneling people saying, "Hey, if you don't have the wristband, go
Get out. You're
get
not
out."
VIP.
That's right. They had tons of cool food and drinks related to Halloween. The lines for rides were very short because there's less amount of people and it was just for the Halloween stuff. So many people in costumes. Wow. I mean, you want to talk about like adults, kids, everything. Some people were going out of their minds with just great ideas and great costumes. But we got a chance to ride Space Mountain, which my daughter had never ridden before. She absolutely loved it. And it was in the dark with scary music going on. And then Tron, we were like, hey, this is kind of one of our new favorite rides here at Disney. My wife and I had been on it with Joey and Riley in the past, and we got her on that. And man, the Tron ride, I don't know if you guys have ridden it or not, but it
Yeah.
is fantastic.
It's
Um,
very cool.
yeah, I mean, just great. But it was a good evening to walk around there. We were all kind of tired on Friday night because we had gotten up at like 3 a.m. because we caught an early flight so we could get down there. And then I had to do work all day. I worked all day Friday while they were relaxing and doing stuff, right? But we had to get up early because I was like, I can't just leave in the middle of the day while I've got work to do. We're either leaving before or getting down there right before we go to the park. So we had a good time, but man, we were getting wiped. And after the parade came through, the first parade, you know, we'd been there since like 4:30 or 5, something like that. We were like, okay, everybody's beat. Let's go. But honestly, it was really cool. Lots of good stuff to purchase. They do a really good job of marketing and sales, obviously, and it makes you want to buy everything in the park. But it was a great parade. Had a lot of fun. They didn't have any of the Nightmare Before Christmas people in the parade, except for Oogie Boogie. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to have some more Jack Skellington or something like that, and it didn't. It blew me away. I thought that was going to be part of it, but they did have all the villains, all the other villains, and they were fun. We enjoyed the parade, and then they had Powerline from from the Goofy movie. Powerline came down through and did a dance thing in the parade.
Really?
So yeah, so I recorded that because that was Joey's. Man, he grew up loving Powerline,
Same.
right?
Same.
Uh, yeah, so we had that. I sent it to him and Maddie, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm flashing back to the mid '90s." You know, it was great. So, but Disney overall, I mean, look, Lori is not a Disney person, but when we left, she was like, we've been here with the kids when they were younger. We came with Joey and Riley a few years ago. Now we've come with Emily. She's like, we could come down here by ourselves. She's like, this is
Yes.
fun. And especially when you stay on, like, we didn't stay at a Disney park or a Disney hotel, but staying at Universal, still you had that feel. But we'd stayed at a Disney hotel with Joey and Riley a few years back, so she's like, with that and getting in early and doing the different things, she's like, yeah, I could see us coming down for like a long weekend and going and doing this. I was like, thumbs up, let's go. I'm all in. The only thing at Disney that bothered me was I wanted to find some of the Halloween droids,
Mm-hmm.
but because I didn't go to Galaxy's Edge and because I didn't go to Disney
Disney
Springs,
Springs, yeah.
they didn't have any in the park. They didn't have any. That R2D2 jersey I sent you guys was like the coolest thing I saw in the park. And I was bummed out because I was going to buy some of those Halloween ones for us, for the crew here, for Scott Rifen, because he's always got me some droids from Christmas and all that. So that was the one bummer thing on that. But yeah, Disney side was great. I'll get to Universal. You guys have any questions? I've rambled forever here.
Now for the parade, was it the parade where the headless horseman runs through before it? How cool was that?
That was, yeah. I don't know how kids weren't like going, Mom, what's going on here? But
It's creepy because that
yeah,
horse is like,
clip,
it's just
clop,
like the
clip.
perfect like slow trot through, and he's
Yes.
holding the head. And then the lady who has like the poop bucket behind it comes through. Was your crowd cheering her? Because
Yes.
ours was. That really cracked me up because she just has to walk behind in case the Clydesdale decides to drop a deuce on the parade route. But no, dude, their fall decor was so cool
It
there. It
is.
really was. And I think it's kind of a shame that like November 1st hits and it's Christmas. I
Gone.
feel like it
Yeah.
should maybe go to like November 15th or something because I just think Main Street looks so good with that orange, like the orange
Oh, yeah.
banners they have there and everything. It looks so good. Uh, yeah, I had a bet. I could not go on Tron because it was the day we locked in for Tron. I went on Tron the last time,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was incredible. I just noted to myself that you need to be ready for when the train takes off because
Oh.
I crunched my nuts the first time I went on it. I was not ready for when you're about to like move over to where you launch, and I was like, okay, I got to kind of straddle this thing a little more because I've never been on a roller coaster where it's like you're riding a motorcycle. But yeah, me and Meg felt the same way about that Halloween experience where I was like, I would go back to this again in a
Yeah.
second, like because that was really, I don't know, it was just one of my favorite Halloween experiences of the year. I would absolutely do it again in the future. And I love that after listening to the Travels with Friends episode with you and Lori talking about your Disney experiences and and hearing about your past trips where you crunch the Disney trip into like other stuff
Yes.
where it's like she's coming around a little bit on it because yeah, staying on property is the way to go. I got
It is.
ridiculed when we were planning our last trip with my in-laws. We were talking about places to stay, and I told them, I said, either we're staying on property or I'm not going. That's what I said
Wow.
because
Line in the sand.
it is so good when you can just hop on the buses and everything. And it's
Yeah.
like it makes you realize your price of admission for those resorts and for the parks includes buses and trains and boats and everything that are going around those parks where, when you're not going to them, you're free to go use those and go wherever the heck you want.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I'm glad you got to take the monorail because it's like, dude, you're on the monorail. It's like, I don't know.
No,
My Disney level is increasing over the years where I just love it. So
next thing you know, we'll be doing a Walt Disney World podcast where we talk about deals and
dude, I
price. Yeah,
could easily do that. We should do a Rule the Galaxy Disney trip at
I'm
one point.
in 100%. Lori would now be in 100%.
That would be fun.
I'm in.
And
That would be
I just say,
crazy.
yeah.
It won't be easy to plan. We're gonna have to plan it like years in advance.
Yeah,
But
it's not about me and Lori anymore. We're the old grandparents here. You guys are the ones who are gonna be like, can I take all three or four of the kids, or can I get a weekend with just me and the missus? Lori and I are just like, come on, let's hop on Southwest. We're gone.
dude, that's
So,
awesome.
but yeah, you know what? I think one thing, D-Doc, that would be really cool is to be there on actually Halloween and
Oh
then
yeah,
go the next day. So see both, because on Halloween, it's still all fall through and through, pumpkins everywhere, all that. The next day, and you've seen it,
yeah,
the next day, it's a winter wonderland. They turn it into Christmas overnight after everybody leaves.
yeah. It's
I mean,
it's wild.
so to see it both ways would be very cool. Go ahead, Alf.
The last time we were there for Azalea's birthday, so it would have been like the second week of January, and I think it changed while we were there. It went from Christmas back to just Disney.
Yeah,
Overnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
that giant tree in the Grand Floridian was just gone the next day.
I've already told Meg when I retire, I want to move to Florida and be one of those guys who's working on like a maintenance crew or whatever
Man.
in Disney, transitioning that over. Like that's like my end of life. Well, not end of life, but that is like a view I have where it's like I would love to work there because I grew up working in a theme park and it kind of doesn't get old. Like when you're an employee there, it's fun. It has its challenges because you have to deal with a-holes. Like,
Oh
you have
yeah.
to deal with people who are angry.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I, I always have people tell me that I have good customer service for plumbing, and I'm just like, I grew up at Sesame Place working there. I had to deal with people who were asking me the craziest stuff to do for them when I was like 13 years old. So I was like, I was in the ultimate training course for customer service. So yeah, I would love to work there. I don't think it would steal the magic away to work there one
Nah.
day. We'll see.
Now, see, I have the other side of it, D-Doc, because I work on machinery. And I have a bad habit of looking at the ride you're on, and I can pick out things that,
Oh, don't
hey,
tell us, Alfie.
we use those at work. They fail all the time.
Oh,
And I once at Kings Island watched an electrician set a children's ride on fire.
That is wild.
Yeah. Troubleshoot. I don't know what exactly he was troubleshooting in the electrical panel, but he crossed something and the entire track caught on
no.
fire.
Don't need to know. Don't want to know.
Did you go on Pirates of the Caribbean, Joe? That's one of my favorites.
We did not. So basically, Lori and Emily both like their sleepy time, and if they start getting sleepy and angry, or you get hangry, they get
Mm-hmm.
slangry, I guess. So I could tell after that parade and everything, they were both dragging and look. I was like, all right, we got a whole another day tomorrow to go through. Let's not burn it up tonight.
Wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So we jumped ship on that. It was good. It was just enough because really it was an appetizer because the main course was, because I'm not really a Universal person. I've been to Universal once in the past, and that was go to the Harry Potter stuff. And so I did get to, the next night, I did get to go ride the, what is it, Escape from Gringotts ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was trying to see if I could pull up my photos on my desktop here and share them with you, but I can't find them anywhere. Anyway, but so Universal, you go in through City Walk. You guys have both been there before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were going in
It's been
through
a long time. Probably
yeah, and
20
a
plus
lot's
years.
changed. Yeah, a lot's changed. But to get to where we were going to enter for their horror nights, you have to go through City Walk, and I'm telling you, it looked like Woodstock. All the people piled in just a mass of humanity to go through the gates. Was crazy. And I took some video real quick. I mean, it was a madhouse. And they take a whole section of the park and they build like 6 or 7 actual huge haunted houses on their sound stages. And so we bought the express pass because it starts at like 5 or whatever, but it goes until 1 a.m. So it sounds like a long time, but for people who didn't buy express passes, you could wait 2 hours to get into each of those haunted houses.
Yeah.
We were not about to do that. I was not going to waste my evening standing with Emily for 2 hours at a time to just go for 15 minutes of a haunted house. So I ponied up. We bought the express passes, and Lori at the last minute, she had so much fun at Disney. She was like, "Hey, you know what? I do think I want to go to this." So we ended up going down to the concierge at the hotel and said, you know, is there any way? And they said, yeah, because you're staying in a Universal hotel, you can still get a ticket, but people in the outside world can't, right? You can't just go online and buy them. So we bought one for Lori, but she didn't have the express pass because it was a last minute purchase. They were all done on those. And so what we did was, I think, like I said, there were 5 or 6 that we had to hit, that Emily wanted to hit. And so I went on 3 of them and Lori went on 2 of them. I gave her my express pass to where she could walk in and do 2 of the haunted houses. But the one, oh gosh, there was one that was a Meg the doll. Meg,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was freaky. But the Art the Clown Terrifier one was nuts because you're going through it, and like every few feet, there's another Art the Clown jumping out at you with something, a chainsaw, a blade, a hacksaw, just, and laughing and all this stuff. Well, Emily was all done up. Hey, Scarab Scuttlebutt's with us.
Hey, how you
Um,
doing?
and hey, you've got the R2 cookie jar? Yes, sir, right there. My parents got that for me years ago. That's, you know what? They might have to put that one in the grave with me. It's been with me so long. Um, but yeah, it's just that I didn't know anything about Art the Clown. And so I'm going through and she's telling me the storyline of, this happens like, in this movie, this is a scene from that movie, and they did a really good job with all of them. And all the haunted houses were great. We also, because we had the express pass, again, Gringotts, the Mummy ride, I forget what else we rode, but we got to go do that. And then they had all food and drinks based off the horror movies. And Emily, the first thing we did was we bought like a $20 big glass. It's plastic, but a big cup, and it was 20 ounces or 24 ounces mixed drink. I forget what it was. It was like blood punch or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But every different haunted house, you could get it refilled for like $12 or $14. So guess what we did the whole night? We would drink that thing, get to the next haunted house, get it refilled with some other drink. So it was
That's what
crazy
I'm talking about.
that it was,
Oh,
yeah, it made a difference. It definitely made a difference. But I will say at the end, we've been there all night and we had a great time, and it's very dark and there's people chasing you around. There's scare zones. So as you're walking through, it's like normal, and then all of a sudden you're in a scare zone. So people could chase you around and do all this stuff. Very well done. I will give it 2 thumbs up. At the end, somebody said, "Hey, Art the Clown is on this balcony right by the exit." Well, Emily loves art. So I take my phone. I'm like, Emily, nobody's even around there. Like, there's no one around. Let's just go over there and see if we can get a picture, or a video of him. And he's like 20 feet above us on this balcony. But Emily is done up head to toe in Art the Clown stuff. So she goes over there and I'm behind her and filming, and she's talking to Art the Clown, and the whole time, because he doesn't talk, but he does hand gestures and he does stuff, and he's acting all embarrassed, and and he's like, oh, blowing her kisses and all this stuff. It was wild, and she was having like the best time. She could not believe, after seeing all those Art the Clowns in the haunted house, that here she was, and this guy by himself, nobody else around, and she's just having this conversation with him. And so I've got it on video, and it was a really cool thing. And so yeah, I would say it was well worth the money, and it was a very cool setup. And I don't know how Universal does it, but they did a really good job shoving thousands upon thousands of people in those haunted houses. So yeah, kudos to them. And then we were up at 4 a.m. catching a flight again the next morning and back to Indianapolis. So it was a nonstop weekend, like actually 48 hours in Orlando. Boom, in and out. But it was a great time. So yeah, I've gone a half an hour about that. So but yeah, I think your idea, D-Doc, of doing a Rule of the Galaxy weekend down there and checking all that stuff out, I think we'd have a great time. So
that would be a good time. It
I
really
like
would
the
be.
idea.
yeah. Yeah, so it was good. There's still some rides I haven't ridden yet. I haven't ridden the what's the one Avatar? I haven't ridden that. I haven't ridden Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot. I need to get on those two. So yeah. Hey, look at that. Hyperspace Heroes and Scarif Scuttlebutt just having conversations in our chat. Thank you for being here, guys.
I
As you're
love it.
listening to Joe's Weekend in Orlando.
Hey,
Worlds colliding.
I love hearing about that weekend in Orlando, man. It's great. I love just buzzing on a plane right down to Orlando. It's like you're in a different world down there. And
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. It's well done. Hey, to throw in a whole nother curveball like this segue. Could you guys believe that every time Bo Bichette came up to the plate or made a play, they were going, Bo Bichette, Bo Bichette. I kept going, Bo Bichette, where? Where's Bo Bichette? It got me, and I was like, oh, I need to text the guys. And then next thing in the morning, first thing, Alfie, boom, there's a thing.
Oh
Boba
yeah, I
Bichette sounds
loved
like
it.
Boba Fett. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Squatch is in the house now as well.
Squatch.
Wow, the gang's all here now. We just need Adam Parker to say hello.
I know.
Yes.
It's like the Infinity War portals are opening and everybody's hopping in right now.
On your right. Okay, so who was it? Alfie or D-Doc? Which one of you guys sent the picture? It's something on YouTube where Star Wars Starfighter, the question was last Skywalker about the kid. Did you get one of you guys send that to me, or did I see that on YouTube?
You saw that on YouTube, but we talked about that months ago.
You did. You brought up the
Yeah.
storyline, and that was, I think, a Star Wars Meg. I don't know if you guys watch her videos. She's really good at
Right.
her videos.
Yeah, very good.
But yeah, her title was The Last Skywalker, and there's a kid right by Ryan Gosling in Starfighter. So I thought that was interesting that, again, they must be listening to us, guys. So
Ahead of the curve. It's not that hard of an idea.
And it would work. It's an idea that's not hard that will work.
That will work. We're not talking about resurrecting a character that disappeared into the Force. That's the best fucking idea that they have. This is easy stuff. It's right there.
Yeah, it's a layup.
Yes.
Because you don't even have to make her really that significant a part of the story. Like her relationship with Luke would be very easy to explain. I mean, his post Return of the Jedi story is that he's traveling the universe, right, looking for Jedi relics. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that's what Battlefront 2 basically set up? Maybe they had a short fling, you know.
Jedi are allowed to have flings. Yeah.
Who's he going to get in trouble by? There's nobody left. You know, I mean,
Exactly.
He's pretty much writing the rules here.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that's why they split up. Maybe they had ideological differences on the Jedi. Maybe with her, you know, she knows Vader, she knows the Emperor. She finds out, you know, hey, she gets, you know, the Next Step Plus test back, and she's like, fuck, what do I do now? You know, so she takes off. I mean, it's not that hard of an idea.
Yeah, Luke might have been a little pent up for their first night together.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
I mean, she gets a little anxious because she's possibly carrying another Vader. You know, can you blame her? She goes off on her own. Years later, somebody figures it out.
I was just getting ready to say, Kiadi Mooney would love this story, and D Squatch brings it up. There we go. No, that's great. It makes me think of Madonna. Papa don't preach. I made up my mind. I'm keeping the baby right there. She's like, hey, I'm out.
Yeah.
Cold medicine, guys.
It's a lot easier than bringing Ben Solo back from the dead.
It is.
That's all I'm going to say.
You know, you're talking about resurrections, though. What about a Rogue Squadron resurrection? I mean, now making it from a movie to a series on Disney Plus.
Oh God, just let it die. I mean, I laugh about this stuff, and I know I'm overly mean about it, but every time I read these stories, it's like all I can envision is some intern got on the internet and Googled Rogue Squadron. It's like, guys, Did you know there's books and comic books? We don't even have to come up with our ideas. It's already in like a series format. All we have to do is change Wedge to a girl, and we're golden.
Yeah, yeah. It's wild.
Wedge's name means something totally different if the characters are female, right?
I'm just saying, that's something that they would do. They got to
Yes.
change it up somehow. You
Yes.
can't. Dennis Lawson is a little out of the game
He
for
is.
a full fledged series,
Do you? Well, I'm not even going to go there. I'm trying to
unless you
be a
made it
good person.
animated.
Very true. Which animation, in my opinion, is the way to go because you can make stuff so much easier. You can
Yeah,
show those action scenes and explosions and everything else, and not spend $600 million and lose
that
money on it.
that would be the real stickler on an AT plus series. Is how would you have the spectacle of dogfights on a small budget?
Yeah. No, if they animated it, and who knows, maybe they could do a different style of animation, different from Clone Wars or Rebels. Rebels and Clone Wars have their own differences as far as the art goes. So
Yes.
it could be kind of like a new art style where who knows, maybe it's like the hyper realistic type animation that we see people make all the time with Star Wars.
Ugh.
It's a much easier idea than trying to write some story post Rise of Skywalker, and having to invent new bad guys that are like the Empire 3.0 or some bullshit. It Again, it's not that hard of an idea. I don't see why it's taking this long.
It's because you're not there to push them along, Alfie.
New ideas are hard. It's like I always say.
Um, Going back to rehashing things, Manny Jacinto from The Acolyte, he said The Acolyte was missing romance. That's what brought it down. It was missing romance.
Did they
I
put too
think
much romance in it? Like,
I think
Battlestar Galactica.
his
Sorry.
actual quote was that Star Wars is missing romance, not the Acolyte.
But
And
Star Wars
that's
has
why
always
the
had
Acolyte.
romance.
Now, I know, I know that was every time these people open their mouths, it's like the dumbest possible things that they could ever say. It's like, have you ever seen the movie? Did you do any preparation?
The first 6 movies were jam-packed with romance.
The entire prequel trilogy is about a romance
Correct.
that fails. But yeah, I get it. He was getting a nice paycheck with the Acolyte, I'm sure, and he wants to collect it again. You can't blame his hustle.
Heck no.
Trying to keep this thing alive. I just don't see it happening.
and his character was cool. Like, his character was pretty cool. Now, when they got naked together and that shit got weird, that's when I was like, this is getting a little weird. That's not the romance that I need in Star Wars. Like, that was when it got a little odd. But he was cool. Like, if I could take one positive out of the Acolyte, his lightsaber fights were cool.
They were. I will give you that. I don't know. He wore on me though. He was cool in that one episode, and it just didn't last for me.
Absolutely, I agree. It's
And
if there's-
again, I hate to be negative, but is it because it was just so shockingly good, like in that one small little space, compared to everything that was so just awful? Did it elevate how good it was? Did it make it seem like it's something it's not?
I think the plot hurt his fights later on in the show. So
Like
it was like when you
when
first saw him fighting, it was cool.
right.
But then as the
For some
plot went
reason,
on,
they had to run away from the Jedi. Dude, just like 1 versus 8, and now he's afraid of a ship full of Padawans
yeah,
when he's got backup.
it made no sense, and that's what like the plot like took you out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's how can you not be romantic about the Acolyte? Squatch.
like I keep saying, it's a 2080 issue here. It's just not a lot of people liked it. I'm one of those people, so I will adamantly display how much I dislike the show. It was very expensive. Not a lot of people watched it. It looked awful. It sounded awful. His character was cool for an episode, I think. Is
Yeah.
that enough to make more? No. And the promise of Plagueis and the Knights of Ren and Palpatine and all that, this person did such a god awful job with the story that they wrote. I don't want them anywhere near any of that stuff.
No, but it just makes me wish, since it's like, all right, you want to start touching on that stuff, get the right people in charge and make a damn movie out of it. It's like I've been
Yeah.
saying it. I know I've been saying it on the podcast forever, but it's like, get the right people on and make a movie. The trailer
Right.
would be insane. Like,
Now,
and it
see,
would bring people in.
here's a point that I keep hearing getting made, which on the surface I agree with. The Clone Wars movie was not overly good, but George Lucas invested in it and he got somebody to buy into it and it became the Clone Wars. That we all can agree on outside of Brent. Brent is he didn't like the Clone Wars. That's fine. But what we like about the Clone Wars, what we remember liking the most, is what got the Clone Wars canceled as a series. So it's kind of a, there's two sides to that coin that you have to look at.
And what, just so I'm on the same page as you.
Cartoon Network
Yes.
did not want to continue with the Clone Wars because it was too adult and it was too dark. It had moved too far away from the first few seasons that we as viewers typically see as more of the kiddie kind of filler stuff. We like that later half. That's the half that George Lucas had to finance himself to be made to get them to fulfill the contract of 100 episodes.
Interesting. I didn't even know that, actually. I'm sure you've probably said that on the podcast at one point, but I did not even know that.
And that comes straight from Lucasfilm.
Yeah, I I always assume that really what got it canceled was that everybody at Disney assumed that the prequels were hated. So they're like, why are we going to continue funding something related to the prequels?
No, Cartoon Network felt that the show was getting too adult and too dark, and it did not fit their programming.
Is Cartoon Network the one that has Adult Swim?
Right. But if you remember, and again, that's a good point, but this was not part of Adult Swim.
Yeah.
And think of the tonal shift from the first few seasons of the Clone Wars to the last few.
It's them and Rebels both raise the level every season. I mean, the Rebels, the first season, I was like, this is cool, but man, it's very kiddish. And then boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
And we eat that stuff up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the Vicky Mendoza hot scale. One goes up and the other goes down. As that adult part of it and darkness creeps in, the viewership goes down.
Yeah.
But this core group of us, we like it more. And we just assume that everybody likes it.
I was told today at work, assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, so I did see that Maul, which I'm excited about the Maul series. I think there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of ground to cover and could be a lot of cool stuff. But they basically came out and said, for sure, this is a sequel to the Clone Wars and a prequel to Rebels. It is going to bridge that gap from the time when we see Maul get taken away and try to escape and battling Ahsoka at the end and all that stuff, and then getting away when her and Rex crash the ship, to when he gets killed in spoiler alert, when he gets killed in Rebels much later on by Obi-Wan. Yeah. So I'm interested to see where that goes. I think there's tons of potential. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I think Sam Witwer is a gem of Star Wars people to just have, because he's just one of those guys where he loves what he's involved in with the Star Wars. So yeah, it's kind of like what we talked about with Henry Cavill and The Witcher, where
The
it's like
Witcher.
he loved
Yeah.
The Witcher when he started it. Obviously not anymore, but he still loves The Witcher. He just doesn't like the direction they're going. But it's like Sam Witwer is one of those guys he's been along on this Star Wars ride for a long time now, because he's played multiple characters in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Star Wars universe, and that's a guy that you want on board. I would love to see him in live action stuff, like as a main character. Like it would be cool to see him get involved in live action, but it's like I don't know.
I don't understand it. You have him, you have, what is it, Cameron, and
Mhm.
then the actress that played Iden Versio.
Yeah,
Yep.
They've just been sitting there for over a decade now. Great characters, great backstories. It's already written. I mean, you don't have to plagiarize
You
that
own the
much.
material.
Yeah,
You own the material.
just make it live action.
Yeah.
It's layups.
it is. It's layups,
You-
and they don't have the Austin Powers freezing machine either. So it's not like you can like be like, oh, maybe we'll do that like 10 years from now. It's like
Right. You wasted these people's potential. If you released a live action Star Killer trailer,
it would go so hard.
we would talk it to death about canon and all that bullshit, but we'd still buy a ticket. We would.
We've talked about it. There's like 5 or 6 things that are you're printing money if you just come
Yeah.
out with them tomorrow. If you put a Plagueis trailer out, the internet blows up. If you put a Darth Bane trailer out, the internet blows up, right? I mean, again, the Cal Kestis, you do that. The game's so popular and people want more of that kind of storyline. There's a handful of things. It's just boom, make money, take my money, print money, we're good. It's kind of crazy. I just look at it and I think you are trying to make money, right? Like that's the
Right.
goal. I mean, you don't want everything to
You,
end up at Ollie's.
you want a D+ series? I mean, Imperial Special Force Squad? How like how do you look? How do you not make that?
Hmm.
It's interesting. I'd like to think that they're taking a turn and starting to look at this stuff, though. Like that's like the me being hopeful type person, where it's like I'd like to think that they're like, all right, we've done this for X amount of years. Let's look at where we've hit and let's look at where we've missed. Now here's our next however many years, and this is what we're going to do. Is what I'd like to believe that they might be doing.
I hope so. Like, I'm excited for this small show too, but at the same time I'm like, why is this animated? You had this set up with a cast in their prime, in their youth. It was all right there. You made it.
Live
And then-
action mall show? Are you kidding me?
And
Oh my god. It
like-
would be incredible.
you created the plot. You cast, you had it all right there. And why you just let it rot into nothing? I don't understand that.
And if it was a live action mall show, it would definitely bring in a different audience as well. It would bring in the audience that's just like, I'm not going to watch animation regardless, even if they're Star Wars fans. There's some people that might not be into the animation, but
What percentage of Star Wars fans do you think are only movie? That's it. They'll go see it in the theater. That's it. And then only movie and just live action on Disney Plus. I mean, because I bet you it's less than 10% are really into the animation. I mean, is it more than that? Is it 20%? Is it because movies? If you're only movie people, like I know people that are, I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan. Really, what do you think about this? I've just seen the movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
they're like, wait, Darth Maul is still alive? What do you mean?
Right.
You know?
That was a big thing when the Solo movie came out. Almost No one outside of our circle knew that he had survived.
Yeah, Ahsoka series. The Ahsoka series. Some diehard Star Wars fans will look around going, "I don't even who is Ahsoka. I don't even know what that. I
Anakin
don't
had a Padawan.
yeah, exactly." So I
What?
mean, it can't be that much. We talked about how much people are comic or book readers.
6-7.
Oh, hyperspace.
My pre-K 3 child had to have the teacher tell her to stop saying 6-7. That's how
Mm-hmm.
bad that's gotten. That's how bad that's gotten. Is my 3-year-old had to have her teacher say stop saying 6-7 because of my other two kids.
Yeah,
My oldest daughter is even joining in on it. Where that's when I know I'm like, this trend is bad.
yeah.
Usually it's just my son, but yeah.
It really ages me when I look and go, and my grandkids are saying things that I have to go find out from Alfie what they are or what they mean.
It's
It's
tough.
crazy.
As far as I know, it means mid.
Yeah.
It does. It's
Yeah, 6-7.
Wow. Can you imagine saying that to a girl nowadays? I mean, you're
ugh.
6'7".
I,
That'd
d-
be vicious.
I every time David says it, I just go, "That's not cool," and just try to like play it off as like it's not cool. I'm like, stop saying it.
That just makes it cooler.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm like, I still think I'm with it and I'm cool. But I'm
You
like,
gotta,
he's like, my dad thinks it's not cool. I'm gonna keep saying this. Like,
you
you
gotta
know,
Uno reverse it right back.
Yeah.
yeah, I start saying it all the time, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, 6-7, son, 6-7. He's like,
Mhm.
that sounds kind of lame when you say that.
You know, when the NFL's doing commercials where they say 6'7", I mean, they're
I,
just an old white man industry and they're pulling that in their commercials.
I got told D-Doc today by my daughter's boyfriend that he can't deal with me because what I say is out of pocket.
I wouldn't know how to react to that. I'm so screwed, man. If I have a third daughter, I'm like so screwed. I'm not ready for boyfriends. I'm not ready for it. I
Which
don't
I,
know if it's going to be a girl or boy right now for the fourth, but like 3 daughters, dude, 3 boyfriends. Oh my god.
Mm, no.
mm-hmm, it's a treat. I really like my daughter's boyfriend, by the way. He's a cool
Good.
kid. And
Good.
I
Good.
think what he was trying to say is that I catch him off guard and he can't ever tell if I'm kidding or not.
I know. I picked that up, but I'm just saying I'm just not ready for like
Mm-hmm.
the kid who's just like this is my girlfriend's dad. Because
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
that boyfriend meeting it feels like yesterday that I was the boyfriend meeting the girl's dad. That's what I mean when I'm saying I'm not ready for that. When it's like, I'm just, I don't know. It's weird, but my
Well,
kids are
my
still young. I'm cherishing the young times right now with no boyfriends.
my youngest is 23. She's finally in a I guess you would say somewhat stronger committed relationship. It's tough for me because she's the baby of the family. But she's met his mother, but we haven't been allowed to meet him yet. And I've let her know, as her father, that is not cool. That
It's
yeah,
unacceptable.
no. I was like, I need to sit down. I need to hang out when the ball game's on and talk to this guy, get to know him a little bit better. From everything she tells me, he seems like a great guy, but still, you want that eye to eye contact. You want to let him know you're there,
And
right?
that
Mm-hmm.
guy's got a win in his pocket, Joe, because you're an awesome dude. So like he's missing out. Like that's an easy win. Like I love my father-in-law. Like I look forward to seeing him every time I see him. Me and him just joke around and have fun all the time when I'm around him. Like I feel very lucky in that aspect. So
That's awesome.
I think you're that guy. So I mean
Well, I appreciate that.
it's tough that that guy hasn't met you yet.
I'm pushing
No,
for
but
it.
it's gonna still be a little tough because Joe's personality of never meeting a stranger before. It, for the
Yeah,
wrong
I'm
personality type, and I don't mean this in a negative way. I'm just saying I could see where, like, if I were to meet you, I'd be
yeah.
like, "Oh my god," I'd probably have a panic attack. Why is he asking so many questions? Why is he so happy? Like,
Yeah, Riley, Joey's wife, let us know a number of times. You know, when she first started being around the family, she's like, "You guys are a lot to take. I mean,
Hmm.
you have a lot of energy, and there's a lot of noise, and you know, I mean, that's just part of it. You get involved with an Italian Catholic family. I'm sure it's like this with an Irish Catholic family too. But we're loud.
Yes.
We emotions go way up, way down. I mean, there's you know, there's a lot going on there. But once you're in, you're in. So yeah. So yeah.
Have you ever like watched Robin Williams like stand up before?
Some, not all of
Yeah.
it, but some.
You
Yeah.
ever seen the ones where he's like backstage talking to people like bam, 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 like making jokes the whole time? That's a lot like you, and I mean that in the nicest possible way.
I wish I could raise myself to the Robin Williams level. That guy, I've seen him. I saw a video the other day where he was on an interview show, and some lady in the crowd was laughing so hard
Hmm.
that he
Yeah.
stopped the interview and just walked into the crowd and just started talking directly to her to make her
Right.
laugh
Yeah,
more.
that's great.
And
That's
I'm
a great
like,
clip.
it's just incredible. I mean, to be able to, yeah. Um, and we're getting way off subject. I wanted to talk about this because Alfie,
Subjects.
you you brought up or you sent us the video of 10 years Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah.
That was a really cool video.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
yeah, 10 years for a mobile game, and I sent the screenshot over a little bit earlier, but I know we had a lot going on, like serious talk.
Yeah.
Uh,
I saw
10
it.
years and this game is still pulling in 30 plus $1 million a year in revenue.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. This game's made over $1 billion.
Dude, that
And
is insane.
Never
it's a
played it
mobile
once.
game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I play it, I'm in a guild. We play every day. It's like an hour every day.
It's a game. It's a game that I was so locked into, Alfie, that I had to cut myself off from it
Hmm.
because I was
You
playing.
can see where it's going when you
Yeah,
start playing it.
I was playing Clash of Clans and that at the same time,
I
and
gave up Clash of Clans.
I'm like between these two games, I'm playing two. I was like, I'm too locked in, and it was like
Hmm.
I needed to do my tasks on each of them each day. Where I was like, I just went to Clash of Clans, but now I probably, since I don't have either of them now, I probably spend the same amount of time just scrolling videos on my phone,
Hmm.
like where you
Well,
know,
and not to get into it too much because I know it's not very interesting to talk about a game you don't play, but this is the thing. They're getting ready in 2 weeks to completely revamp the game and to cater it to new players.
Wow.
Where there's going to be a significant part of the game where it's just like, hey, you want to play? We'll give you the stuff for a little bit. We're going to take it back eventually, but this first hit is free.
Yeah. And then when you get hooked, then you're gonna pay.
Hmm.
Hey,
just when I thought I was out.
real
They're
quick,
pulling me
Hyperspace
back in.
Heroes. I can totally see D Doc walking into the house fresh off a job, tool belt swinging, and just grabbing that boy's shoulder with that craftsman grip and saying, "You think you know hard work, boy?" Yeah, yeah, that I
They're
would
city
love.
boy hands.
Let me see your hands, boy.
Dude,
And
I don't even know how I would be. Like, I don't even know. I feel like I would
eh,
probably be just as nervous as the guy. Like, that's how I would look at it. I don't even know.
here's the thing I will tell you. It is a nerve wracking thing. I've had one daughter off and married now, right? But if you let that guy know that, like, look, this is the most important thing I have, right? And you're if you're going to commit to this, you got there's no effing this up. You know, I mean, I'm letting you have this, but you owe me because I mean, this is my prized possession right here.
Yeah.
And once they see that, I mean, look, my daughter's been married now since 2019. And I'm like, all you want for your daughter is to have someone who loves her, takes care of her, who puts her on a pedestal, right? once you've got that, everything else out of your hands. You'll always be their dad, but you just got to find somebody who comes close to matching how much you care for her. So you'll know. Believe me, you'll know. You'll look at me like, nah, 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 nah. This is not get. He can just go ahead. Alfie, right? You
Hmm.
can kind of tell. Then you hit the one where you're like, all right, this guy, I could
Yeah.
see he could work. This could be all right.
Yeah.
So, but it is
Regardless of
tough.
whether you think that or not, and I agree with you because I've seen both sides now. I still like to somehow not so obviously let them know, "Hey, there's a gun right there."
That
You
is
know,
great.
not so obvious, just casually.
Mm,
Got to put the fear of God into him a little bit.
yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I don't have any other topics, guys. That's all I brought to the game today. So I'm glad I'm not hooked on Galaxy of Heroes because I'd be completely addicted to it. I'd live vicariously through you, Alfie.
And that's the thing about it too is once you get to a certain level, you join a guild.
Yeah.
So there's 49 other people. I'm in a Discord with 49 other people. And we talk all day. You got to at first it starts off it's real game oriented. These are the times when we're going to do these things. Here's our strategy, and then it's a group chat. Now I
Yeah.
know people's who's having a baby, and here's pictures and blah 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 blah, and this
Yes.
guy's in school, and you're sharing memes, and then the next thing you know, there's an adult meme, section, and then before it just rolls and rolls, and then one day you realize I've been talking to these people for 10 fucking years that
Yeah.
I had no idea. I've never met them in my life. One guy I know I've talked to for so long, Joseph, I kid you not, when it was announced that Celebration was going to be in Anaheim,
Yeah.
immediate direct message. Hey, if you go to Celebration, I'm like 20 minutes from there. You can stay at my house. Like I've never met this person in my life, but I talked to him I mean this is like true crime shit right here, right?
Hey, it's me staying at D-Doc's house, man.
I
I
know.
mean, it's
Yeah, it's not much different than that. I get that. But it's just the point. Like we're just playing a mobile game.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
men are much different than women when it comes to stuff like this. We can be best friends and have met each other one time, but
Right.
I mean, we live and die with each one of them. We become a little clan.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. It's no different than, like in college. Hey, one of our friends knows somebody's friend who is at this college who is having a party,
Yep,
and 7 people of separation. That's where we're staying, and it's going to be the best weekend ever.
that's
Have
right.
what have you ever seen those memes where it's like Margot Robbie where she's like crying and like
Hmm.
arguing with her friends, and then it goes to Ryan Gosling like having a great time, where it's
Yes.
like it was like girls who see each other like 30 times a year. They talk behind each other's back and argue all the time, and it's just them. And then it goes to Ryan Gosling like having a great time, and it's just like guys who see each other once every 2 years, and it's just like the boys having a great time.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
It's true.
Um,
It's true. I mean, I stay in touch with my lifelong buddies from high school through Xbox. We know what's going on with each other. We have a group text, but we maybe usually only see each other once a year. Like that's like we all live around each other too, but it's like
yeah,
everybody's got their own stuff going on. But every time we see each other, it's epic, and it's like we've never left.
We only see each other like once a year, and that's always epic.
I
I
know.
know.
We
Yes,
That's the definition of man right there. I don't know what it is, but it's
we're simple
part of it.
creatures. We
again
really are.
we're gonna get together. We're gonna get a little something to eat. We're gonna drink some beers, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and we're gonna
Uh,
buy some shit.
that's the next thing we have to plan out, boys. Is the next get together. We have to look at that and plan out what makes the most sense, since Anaheim 2027 is quite a distance off. We need to figure out post holidays and all that when we can. Of course, you got a baby on the way, D Doc. We got all kinds of stuff, and we got to get J Doc and Joe Doc involved too. So
Anaheim 2027. So that's Star Wars 50th celebration,
Mhm.
right?
It is.
That is the boys Disney trip right there, because you got Disneyland right next to it, and it's got Galaxy's Edge in it. There you go. Boom.
I'd be all in on it. And Lori would be loving going hanging at the pool all day with your ladies if you want, while we go act stupid.
Incredible.
Yeah. I'm digging that completely. We can stay at Alfie's friend's house out in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Meg's uncle lives like an hour away too, and he has a really big house. So it's that's got some potential to it. That might have some legs.
I agree. Mark Newbold's already told me. I've already told him if I'm not gonna be able to meet up with you before then, daggone it, we need to meet up there, put back a pint, sit there and talk about the wars and life in general and all that. So yeah, I think that's the next thing on the horizon, unless we figure out another Steel City Con or another ICCC or something else in between that we want to
We
go do together.
we have to go somewhere because I have been saving singles since last Steel City Con, and I'm either going to fund someone's nursing career or buy some Star Wars stuff.
Okay.
I am all in on going to Steel City Con again, depending on timing for me with Baby 4, because Baby 4 is in March. So
Okay.
depending on timing for Steel City, I am all in on that again, because I really had a great time at that. It was fun. So
I thought it was one of the best ones that we've done, and I think we look and do what we talked about is splitting up like 3 or 4 ways or however many ways, going in on one of those meetups with a celebrity
yeah,
and doing like a picture with all of us in there together.
yeah,
I would be down with that. So
absolutely.
guys, I don't mean to be, but I'm dragging. Like if you guys want to keep going, you guys keep going. I'm about ready to hit empty right here. My eyes are just. It's like I've had a friend of, what did you call it, Alfie? Whatever lettuce,
Hippie lettuce.
hippie lettuce. My eyes are just. I'm sitting here looking at the screen, going. But if you guys want to keep going for a little while, you can. I just took some meds. I'm drained. So,
I
D
feel
Doc,
the same. We're all
thank
good.
yeah, thanks. Think about you and your dog there, your pal, and Brent, if you're still listening. Thinking about you and your family as well. But I'll check out. You guys want to finish up or hit anything else? Go right ahead, and I'll check with you guys here in the next day or two.
Oh, you can wrap it up, Joe.
Oh,
I'm
I
good.
can. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've had a long ass day myself, so I mean,
Yeah.
we had a good time. We had a good time on the show tonight. I feel like we kind of hit everything. And if you don't have any topics, I sure as hell don't have any.
No. Usually I'm the Energizer Bunny, but man, I'm just I'm just dragging. I'm on fumes. So it's what was it? Chapter 348 of Rule of Galaxy podcast. It's always a pleasure hanging out with my guys here, and you know what? It just motivated me to have us look at our calendars and plan around babies and all that kind of stuff, and get our next meetup, because we don't get to see enough of each other live and in person. So let's do that, guys. Thanks so much for being here, Brent. We'll see you next time. And for everybody who's been here, Hyperspace Heroes, Dr. Squatch, let me look and see who else, Scarif Scuttlebutt, and Brent Dykman. Thanks for being a part of the chat. And until next week, may the force be with you.